There are artists who released hit songs, and there's Davido. For over a decade, he dominated Afrobeat with chart-topping singles, so-that arenas and albums that have shaped an entire generation of African music. And here's the question: out of every album Davido has released, which one truly stands as his greatest masterpiece? Was it the album that introduced him to the world, the one that conquered international charts, or the emotional comeback project that broke streaming records across Africa? Today, we are ranking every Davido studio albums, from the least impactful to the greatest of all time. Trust me, the number one choice changed Afrobeats forever. So, before we reveal the king of Davido catalog, let's start with where it all begins. At number 5, we have Omo Baba Olowo. This was just any album, it was Davido's introduction to the music industry. At only 19 years old, many people saw him as a rich kid trying to buy his way into music, but he proved everyone wrong. Songs like Damiduro, Ekuro, All of You, Overseas becomes instant hits. Suddenly, everyone knew the name Davido. Although the album wasn't his biggest commercially, it laid the foundation for everything that followed. Without Omo Baba Olowo, there would not be global Davido. But as Afrobeat grew, Davido knew he had to evolve. At number 4, we have A Better Time. Davido was already an African superstar. Now he wanted the world. That's why A Better Time featured international artists like Nicki Minaj, Lil Babe, Chris Brown, Nas, Young Thug. The album produced memorable songs like Fame, Jowo, Holy Ground, The Best. Fame became more than a hit, it becomes a natural anthem in Nigeria. Despite releasing during the COVID era, the album performed strongly and expanded Davido's global reach. But there was one problem: many fans still believe there was still project more to be completed. At number 3, we have A Good Time. If someone asks what is Davido's most balanced album, many fans will answer A Good Time. This project blended Afrobeat, Afropop, dancehall and R&B effortlessly. It gave us dances like Blow My Mind, Sweet in the Middle, One Thing, 1 Milli. Every song felt carefully crafted. The album surpassed a billion streams across platforms and introduced even more international listeners to Davido music. Many fans still call it his most replayable project, but one album will eventually eclipse even the success. So at number 2, we have 5. After the phenomenal success of Timeless, expectations were sky high. Then came 5. Rather than trying to copy his previous success, Davido experimented with fresh sounds while staying true to his roots. Tracks like With You showcased his continuing ability to create emotional, catchy music. The album enjoyed strong commercial success and proved Davido wasn't slowing down. Still, as successful as it was, there remained one album that stood above all the rest. At number 1, we have Timeless. Sometimes an album becomes bigger than the music, it becomes history. That's exactly what's happened with Timeless. Before the album, Davido had stepped away from the spotlight following the heartbreaking death of his 3-year-old child. In 2022, he took his time away from music and public life to grieve and process his loss. So when Davido finally returned with Timeless, expectations were high, and didn't just return, he made history. The album broke streaming records and entered major international charts and earned Grammy recognition. Songs like Unavailable, Feel, No Competition and Over Them quickly became the fan favorites, and Unavailable went even further, becoming a global hit and sparking a dance trend that spread across social media. But beyond the numbers, Timeless represented something bigger. It was Davido comeback, a statement of resilience, a reminder that even after one of the darkest moments of his life, he could still create something powerful. For many fans, Timeless remains the greatest album of Davido's career. Every Davido album tells a different chapter of his journey. Omo Baba Olowo introduced a young dreamer. A Good Time, it showcased a global hit maker. A Better Time expanded his international reach. 5 proved he could still evolve, but Timeless became the defining album of his career. Now is your turn. Which David album do you think deserve the number 1 spot? Let us know in the comments section. If you enjoyed this ranking, don't forget to like, subscribe and turn on notification, because we have got more deep deep coming to you guys from Afrobeats. Legends coming your way.